Hi everyone, welcome to Monica's Singapore Kitchen. Today I will be making crispy flaky chicken curry puffs. These puffs are stuffed with chicken, potatoes, onions in a flavorful curry sauce. These curry puffs vary from the traditional ones in the way the crust is prepared. My version results in a super crispy, flaky crust and a soft, aromatic and flavorful filling. Instead of deep fat frying my puffs, they are baked. Come along with me to see how these rolls are made. First, we will start making the dough. We need all-purpose flour, 750 grams in all, 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix these two ingredients together first. Then add 600 milliliters of water approximately. Add a little bit at a time and then stir. Different flour has different moisture content, so the 600 milliliters is an approximation, so you gauge as you go along. So we will mix all these three ingredients together first, and then we will use our hands and gather the dough bits together. Looks like my dough is a little bit too wet, so no problem. Just add a little bit more flour and then mix them again. If it goes in the opposite direction, also no problem. Add a little bit of water. So gauge accordingly. So the thing is that we want a dough that is soft and not sticky. So then we are going to take the dough out on a flat board. So roll the dough around a little bit to make sure that all our ingredients are mixed thoroughly. So no need to roll for too long, maybe about 2 minutes will do. So then we will just form it into a ball and we will then rest it for about 10 minutes. So something like this. So it's a soft dough. Okay, so remember to cover this dough. We do not want it to dry out. So cover with a cling wrap and rest it for 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes later, we take our dough out and we are going to divide it into 16 pieces. So we again want to flour the board. And grab the dough. Okay, if you find that the dough is a little bit too much to handle, what we can do is, like what I am doing here, is to divide it into 2 pieces first, then work with the first piece and then followed by the second piece. So divide into 2, put half of it aside, and then roll the other one into an even log with uniform cross-sectional area. Something like this. Okay, so for this log, I'm going to cut it into 8 pieces, equal pieces. Okay, then grab one piece and just fold the edges until you form a smooth ball. Yep, something like this. And then roll it on the palm to make it into a smooth ball. Alright, do the same for all the other pieces until you reach the last piece. Okay, this is my last piece. Okay, so now we have got melted butter, 1 cup of melted butter. Pour it into a container, spread it out. Then flatten 1 ball into a disc. And then what we can do is to, smear the butter on both sides of our disc. Do the same for every piece. Make sure that it is smeared with the butter on both sides. so that they do not stick together. Okay, so then do the same for all the other pieces until you reach the last piece. Okay, soak it on both sides. Alright, so then the next thing for us to do is to cover this with cling wrap and rest it for 1 hour. After 1 hour, it will become very soft. So this resting 1 hour is very important, so we are not going to skip this. Let's have a look at how to cook the filling. So it starts off with the chicken, the Bombay onions, potatoes, which I have diced into 1 cm cubes, and also curry leaves. So heat up some oil and put in the curry leaves to extract the aroma of the curry leaves. And then we can also add in the ginger paste. Give it a stir for about a minute and then put in the garlic paste. Also stir for another minute. Then we will add in our onions, the diced onions, and continue to stir this for another minute until you can detect the aroma of all these spices. So then you can add in the chicken. Yeah, we need not cook the chicken thoroughly because later we're going to cook it together with the other ingredients. So what we need is to get a bit of white parts onto our pieces of chicken, something like this. Yeah, so when it reaches that, we will then add in our diced potatoes, pour it in, and then give it a good stir. The seasonings comprise of light soya sauce, meat curry powder, chili powder, chicken powder, tamarind paste, salt, and sugar. So give all these ingredients a good stir so that they are all mixed well together. Alright, so it looks like it is all nicely mixed. Pour in about 1 cup of water first and then gauge and see whether we need any extra water. So pour in 1 cup first. Give it a good stir. Looks like we need another ½ cup of water. It's a bit on the dry side. So there you go. We have another ½ cup of water to join the rest. And then what we need to do is to cover this and cook for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, the potatoes and chicken would have been cooked at this stage. Mix them well and then give it a little bit of squish. You know, press it so that the potatoes, half of it will form potato paste while the rest of it still retains its original shape. So we can put this filling aside to cool it. 1 hour later, our dough pieces look something like this. So we take out the cling wrap. We are going to roll it out. Yeah, so we're going to spread it out. So what we need to do is to take 1 piece, gently spread the dough out using our fingers to form a 20 cm by 25 cm rectangle. So at this point, it's very easy to spread out. It's really very soft and pliable. So it is something like doing prata like that. Yeah. So once we reach about 20 by 25 cm rectangle, we can stuff it with our filling. So remember our filling, it has been cooling, so it's nice and cool now. So what we're going to do now is to take 1 heaping tablespoon of our filling and then we're going to put it at the lower third of our rectangle. I also boiled about 8 eggs, small eggs, and what I did was to cut it into 6 wedges. So 1 egg into 6 wedges, and I'm going to use 3 wedges, which is half an egg, for each roll. So here we are. So we are going to arrange our 3 wedges evenly on our filling. Okay. So then we start to cover this roll. Just take the upper piece, the lower piece, and cover it. And also to the one on the left, just cover it like that. And then the piece on the right, also cover it like that. So what we need to do then is to just roll it up as though we are rolling our spring roll. Yep, so when we roll our spring rolls, we also happily roll like that. Okay, so then we put it on our baking tray lined with baking paper. Do the same for all the other pieces until you reach the last piece. So this is the last piece. So then we put it in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 30 to 35 minutes. Look at our golden brown beautiful curry puff rolls. These are best enjoyed while still warm, while they are still crispy and flaky. Arrange them on a wire rack to cool. Just looking at them triggers a positive response to my taste buds and the need to satisfy my craving for crispy food. So what we need to do then is to take one piece, yeah, and then we'll try and see whether it is delicious or not. Okay, so let's take one. Wow, it is so crispy on the outside, moist and soft on the inside. You can see the lovely potatoes, curry leaves, eggs coming together in such a perfect harmony. We love to enjoy these rolls for breakfast with a cup of coffee, tea or Milo. Hope you can find some time to try out this recipe. And as always, happy cooking!